Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. No, we shouldn't do that? Oh, okay. Hi, I'm Erin Hinek with Force Psychotherapy. Today I'm here to talk about some tips for effective teletherapy. The first tip is about camera position. You want your camera on your cell phone or your laptop to be just above eye level. You can't see it, but my computer is positioned on a stand that raises it up so that when I'm seated in my therapist chair, I'm looking a little bit up when I'm looking at the camera at my client. Another tip is to back it up. Back up a little bit from your camera so your therapist can see your hands. It gives us a little bit more information. It lets you talk with your hands, and it feels a little bit more natural, like you're in our office. Another tip is where to look when you're having therapy. If I'm looking at my computer screen, it looks like I'm looking down at your feet. If I look up at the camera, it appears on your end like I'm making eye contact. A good happy medium is to drag the window of your telehealth therapy appointment up to the top so that when you're looking at the eyes of the person on the other side, you're close enough to the camera that it appears that you're making eye contact. Another tip is lighting. It's important to have even lighting for your face during your teletherapy session so that your therapist can see your facial expressions and your eyes as you're talking. It really gives us some good feedback. So you can tell that I'm sitting by a window, so we have some nice natural light coming in at an angle. What we don't want is to have you backlit. You can also try out a ring light. I have one here to give it extra little light in case the sun goes behind a cloud. You can find them on Amazon for around 20 bucks. Another tip is privacy. Some people worry that other people in their house can hear what they're talking about with their therapist. To help combat that, you can keep your door closed. You can also put a sound machine outside of the room that you're having therapy in. If you put it inside the room, you won't hear what they're saying out there. But if you put it outside the room, they can't hear what you're saying in here. Make sense? So, sound machine outside the door. Another tip that you can do is roll up a towel or a blanket and put it at the bottom of your door to help with sound leakage that way. If you're really worried about privacy, some other places that you can do teletherapy are your car, outside in a not really populated place, so anywhere these days. If you are doing therapy on your cell phone, there's some good tips that apply there too. Same thing with the camera. Make sure it's a little bit above eye level, good lighting, and make sure to keep it steady. You're gonna make your therapist seasick. Hold the phone steady. Doing this during therapy is gonna make me throw up. Framing is really important. You don't want your camera too low so that your therapist is looking up your nose. I mean, this is no one's best flattering angle. Ideally, you'll also be sitting at your laptop or desktop so that you have a wider screen and can see your therapist a little bit better on their end as well. Another thing to consider with teletherapy, whether on your phone or your laptop, is notifications. There are ways to turn off notifications so that you aren't hearing the pinging of Facebook or text messages coming in where you're trying to do therapy. Nothing ruins a therapeutic breakthrough more than hearing this. So turn those off. It's also important to have a good internet connection or a good phone signal. So go somewhere where you have both of those things. While there are going to be some interruptions in technology, it happens to all of us. You don't want a full session full of this. Can you hear me
now?
You froze.
What?
You were just about to get to the good part. What?
Can you hear me?
A couple of other considerations are sound and volume. So you want to make sure that you have a good microphone. You can use the one on your iPhone or Android, or you can use the one on your laptop, and good speakers. Usually the ones on your phone and laptop are good too. Some people choose to use headphones. You don't need a really fancy headset and microphone setup. Just earbuds with the built-in microphone work well too. That also adds another layer of privacy so that people can't hear what your therapist is saying to you through the speakers. And finally, breathe. It seems simple, but when we're anxious and trying new technology or a new setup in therapy, we can start to hold our breath and breathe more shallowly. Being that we're in a pandemic, you might be doing that anyways. So remember to breathe, relax, scoot a little bit back. It's therapy as usual. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out. Thanks.